I didn't mean to do that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the the Wednesday Granny Show, the half week special show. It's not necessarily the 89.9% Maggie show this week because our schedules have to line up with people we want to talk to. So we're having a special guest today. Sometimes on Wednesdays we do. So it's good to see all you guys. Thank you for being here. Our guest hasn't shown up to the green room yet, so we're just gonna noodle around till he gets back in there. Um, I sent him the link. I hope I sent him the right one. Oh Jesus, please let me have sent him the right link. I know I did. Same one I sent Maggie. So right now I'm having right here beside me. I'm having a hot trash mocha. What is a hot trash mocha, you ask? I'm glad you asked. I'll tell you what a hot trash mocha is. Okay. I've brewed a cup of really strong coffee. Uh, I have one of those little pots that'll make 1 cup of coffee. It's not a Keurig, it's a thing comes with a tumbler. Anyway, before I put the cup under to brew the coffee, I dump a pack of Nestle's hot cocoa mix, hot chocolate mix. I dump that in there. And then I brew the coffee on top of it. And then I stir it like crazy because, lumps. And then I put in 3 or 4 Coffee Mate liquid little creamers. It's probably drinking plastic, but I don't know. It does the job and, it doesn't go bad. It's shelf stable, the Coffee Mate liquid creamer. And the little, like you get at cafes, you can buy those online. I think I got a gross of them. I don't know, but it doesn't go bad, so it's cool. So anyway, I'm having a hot trash mocha this morning. Yeah, so you guys, let me see. Oh, we got. Oh, enjoy being is over in the chat. Enjoy being. Click on the link I sent you at our little Gmail hangout. Okay, thought she was sending it to our hangouts. I did enjoy being. I sent it. Am I on the right time? Yes, so click on that link. Enjoy being. Just click on the link. Okay? He hasn't clicked on the link yet. Oh, hell. So I need backup here. Okay, everybody, introducing America's favorite UK correspondent, my pal, my sidekick, my Sancho Panza, Maggie-of-England. Oh, fuck, Maggie. Okay, here she Maggie.
I got it on back to front because it's
Oh, oh, oh.
You can't make it up. It just comes right every time. It's ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Yes, that means there are 3 women of questionable repute here. And
You speak for yourself, Robin.
ho, ho. I know. Well, sometimes I do have to go back to the glory days. I have to revisit it. Okay, wait a minute. There is no link? What do you mean there's no link? Okay, I'm going to try this again.
Yeah.
Okay, so Maggie Woodward. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to do, garden party. And I'm going to do, shit. Okay, as soon as.
All right, I'll turn it back.
Oh, there it is. Okay, boy, I have some splaining to do. You'll get it as soon as EB comes on. Oh, jeez. The human error is ongoing. I'm just, first of all, one must forgive themselves for their goof ups during this life. Okay, EB has the link. He acknowledged that he saw the link, so he'll be clicking on the link and he'll be joining us pretty soon. Okay, well,
Yeah.
this sort of takes the place of the long intros that I so envy on other.
Yeah. You've
You know,
got to get it in there, aren't you, Robbie?
I
Someone help her, please.
there used to be people around us who were more than skilled at that, but then when people stop liking you, they they go out the door and they don't leave their talent behind. Damn it, they yeah, take away. Oh, really quickly, I got this new headset. Got
Yeah,
this new headset. Okay, and it's fancier than my first one. So it's a learning curve. And the little booklet that comes with it, I explained I can't read the booklet because all the type is in gray, the color gray, and I have
yeah.
cataracts and I don't have a decent magnifying glass. Otherwise I could probably. So I went online yesterday, day before yesterday, and looked at my headset. It's a Steel Series Arctis 5. And there you go. See, that's what I need right there. Yeah, I don't have one of those. I could probably go on Amazon and buy one for $3 or something, but
I don't know where I got that from. I
excuse me.
have no
I
idea.
I know I always used to have one, and, we had a couple in the office, but I don't have one right now. Anyway, Jiggy said, yeah, when I was explaining what my headset was, he says, "Did you get a gaming headset?" Well, yeah, because that's almost all there is because
To
gaming,
be fair, yeah, yeah.
everybody's doing it. You have to have this. So anyway, I it comes with an accessory that I don't need, but I thought it was the microphone. Anyway, and I thought, it's all floppy. When I plug this little mic in, it doesn't go around to my mouth. So anyway, I unplugged it, and then I saw online that little microphone does not plug into your headset. It plugs into your telephone. It plugs into your cell phone. And there's another connection thing where you can like game with your cell phone and talk. Anyway, I don't need that. But anyway, I was looking at my headset and there's this bump on the earpiece. And so I kind of like touched it with my thumb and it moved. And oh, this bump on the side of my headset moved. So I put it's the microphone. It's a built-in microphone. I pulled it out. It's like it's on this nice little flexible stick. So now I feel like a disc jockey. I have this proper microphone. Okay, so we got somebody in the green room.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, well, anyway, so that ate up some time. Telling more of my adventures in a good headset land. Um, so, okay, you
Yeah, but
guys.
I'd do something like that. It'd be straight over my head.
Yeah. Well, I don't even have to duck, and it goes over my head. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, oh, oh. Or, oh, oh,
Oh.
oh.
Oh, God.
Like Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. Okay, so you guys, okay, I'm gonna stop this because we are so excited to bring on our good friend. We've known him for a, a good while, good number of years, and he's on this epic adventure. He is like Daniel Boone, and he's wow. Well, I hope I ask him the right questions. Hope Maggie just so we get his story. Okay, he just took a sip of something. Okay, swallow. Yeah, we can't hear you, Dwayne, until okay. Here we go. Pretty soon we'll be able to hear. Sorry, EB. Shut. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and others with us, and who will be watching later, watching the leftovers. Uh, okay, gonna do it right now. I'm clicking. EB, thank you for being here with us. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, darling. Hey, lovely to see you again.
Finally got you.
Yeah,
A bit echoey
well,
in here.
that's it. Her fault.
Yeah, what, Dwayne? What, EB?
He
It's a
said
bit
he's
echoey
glad
in
to
this room.
be
Finally got here, but it's a bit echoey in the end. I've been trying to work out where to go in this place to do a inside sit down because it's raining outside.
Oh, there
here. Oh,
goes
yeah, I can see.
our tour of your
But
realm. If it,
that's what I'm. It was raining. I think it may have just stopped in the last 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
okay, so
that
well,
could be a
maybe
good thing.
sometime during the show you can put on your wellies and take us for a walk
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Well, you're loud and clear. We hear you perfectly, and yeah, your picture's loud and clear too.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Well, not loud, but it's clear. We see you
Yeah.
really well. So,
Well,
but okay,
I'm just playing
you
with
have
my
some
leads.
fiddly stuff to do. So this morning, I should have done it last night, EB, but you sent us some still pictures in our side chat,
Yeah.
and I downloaded them. But there's
Oh, cool.
something wrong. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. That's what I thought. But I
Wog
went
hole.
to
Is that an
yeah.
actual word?
Is it what?
That's an actual word. Wog hole.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's odd enough. I don't know exactly the definition, but it sounds appropriate just by the way it sounds. Uh,
Pothole, black hole.
yeah, foxhole if you're in a battle, but I can't find it. So the downloads haven't shown up yet.
Oh,
But it's sometime during the show. If they show up, I'll bring it so you can tell us about what we're looking at. But EB, here you are today with us. Your life has just totally changed.
Yeah.
Much of it was
it
by
has.
choice. Uh, and
Mm.
so you are. Do you consider yourself retired now?
No. Well, I'm going to try and get out of this room and see if it stopped raining. Sorry, it's just echoing so much. I have these funny ears, and when it echoes, it puts me off talking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, looks like we're
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
much better.
Yay.
I haven't got anywhere to sit though.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sort of well. I've been working. My job is quite seasonal. It's like working for a circus, I
Yeah.
guess.
Uh,
And so, I mean, yeah, it's up and down, and depending on whether there's work. And because of the current climate, there's not much work happening anyway.
Mm.
And then because of some of the regulations and uncertainties, and because of my stance on the matter, I'm probably
mm.
obviously there's a chance that I'd probably get offered work because of the caliber of the work that I do, but
Mm.
you can't rely on much like that at the moment. So
At
No.
the moment, yeah,
uh,
and when you say climate, you mean that in there are many meanings to the
yeah,
Yeah.
climate of today.
yeah,
Um,
it's a changing world. Um,
ever changing,
uh,
moment by moment, sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah,
But okay, you're good at your job. Tell anybody who doesn't know you what job did you have all those years, all these
uh,
years?
uh, so many different names. Some people like to just call us painters, but the official title was a scenic artist. So it's in the art department or the construction department where a film set gets built, and then we paint it to look real, whatever that
Mm.
might be. It's a cave, or it's a marble throne room, or yeah, any surface, timber, wood, trees, anything that's been fabricated, we'll treat to look realistic. And it's
So,
often done under a deadline, and sometimes, well, you've got massive scales, so it's sort of a trade, but you also so you've got to wrangle people and deadlines as well as
Mm.
pull out the goods.
Yeah.
so have you ever built something so big you have to get up on scaffolding?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
and like boom lifts, like the mechanical,
dang.
your cherry pickers. It'd be like that's what's been,
Like painting the Sistine Chapel. How'd that guy get up there?
oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Yeah, we have scaffold, all sorts of, I mean, it's such a crazy ask that we have at times, painting a forest or, hopefully that wind's, I'll put my little fluffy thing over the microphone.
Okay, everybody
Um,
needs a flappy thing.
yeah, it's a homemade, this is one of my
Oh,
microphones from back in the day when I
yeah.
didn't have a proper one. It's a bit of fun fur, brown fun fur taped over
Oh,
the,
cool.
Oh,
that
that's
sort
so
of work.
smart. That's clever.
Yeah. Mind
So,
Um,
you are really smart. I mean, for
oh,
instance, you turned down the film King Kong, I remember.
oh wow, you remember that? Yeah, well,
Oh,
that was,
yeah.
yeah, it was in the end, it was sort of a wise move. I'd been working on Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe just prior to that, and
I love that.
oh, it's starting to rain again. And it had been, uh, I'll stand sort of
half
inside,
in, half out. Yeah.
half in, half out, and on the camera.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I'd actually decided to move back to New Plymouth at that point, and I'd only just sort of got there,
yeah.
and so uh, I just was a bit lazy, I guess, because it meant I had to go to Wellington, and I just went no. But that ended up, apparently it was quite. Uh, they were basically ringing people from outside of Wellington because they were behind, and
Hmm.
so if I'd gone down there, it was to sort of under duress, I suppose. But
Yeah.
and yeah, I didn't really like what people had done as well. It was, look, when I
Yeah.
saw when I first saw the film, well, I think I've only actually seen it that once. We were on this other job, and it was one evening we all sat down in front of the TV, and I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. There were people in the room that had worked on it, and it was just sort of like the, the gag reflex. I couldn't help it. It was like
Oh,
when
Yeah.
you saw.
I have one of them.
I'm horrible to watch films with because I'll see
oh,
all the.
you're that guy.
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
But
That's
yeah,
good to know about somebody in advance of going to the.
yeah, I'll tell you what's wrong with it. I'll tell you what's wrong with it.
That's funny.
um,
So your most recent thing that you worked on is there. Is it anything we would recognize? Anything current that you worked on? Hmm.
yeah, it hasn't been. Well, the most recent thing that's been published. What was that? I think it was Mulan, the live action reshoot
No.
of Mulan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Um.
And
Oh,
so, what did I work on in that? I don't know if you've seen it. There's a throne room where Jet Li is the emperor, and he's sitting in front of these big gold dragons,
yeah.
Wow.
and it did those gold dragons, which wasn't necessarily paint. It's a kind of a fake gold leaf, but they're
Oh,
Yeah.
massive.
how
They're massive,
Wow.
uh, and it was kind of funny because well, they ended up having to run this little factory of all of the components in that throne room had to be gold, and
geez.
uh, silly me said, "Oh, there's this product,
Uh,
this foil that it looks like chrome.
gold
I
leaf.
guess it's a so yeah. So and uh, so then they're like, wow, that's great. Let's do that. And I suppose the other thing on that was well, there's lots of little bits. I tend to end up doing doors and components for all of the sets. That aren't necessarily my sets, but there was a battle on a volcanic on a crater lake with all the sulfur and things around.
Yeah.
And there was a bit of I mean, it's the thing, I've been becoming increasingly frustrated with the industry. It's become more and more about money, and the people in charge have become more and more bullshit and bluster. And there's lots of people that think, oh, I'm in the movies, and they're there for this glory, and they've got no skills. So they run things, and then they're too proud to listen to the people that know what they're doing. It's sort of like the real world, and what we've seen unfold in the last few years. It's the same, those same people that are running things that don't know what they're doing really. And
yeah, but
all
they
they
need
can offer
power.
is saving money and saying, "Oh, we got there on the deadline," and so you get bullied and things. So that set, the volcanic set, was one of the hardest ones, or it was a big challenge. Not many of us had done a crater lake before. We had to have this sulfur, powdered sulfur, and
Oh,
the
geez, that
deadline
could
went,
make you
and
sick.
and during the construction of it, there's all these details, and which I a bit of a problem solver, I suppose, or identify problems as they. I think you and I, Robin, have talked about like your upbringing, how you're always looking for things that could go wrong because of
Yeah, hyper awareness, hyper vigilance.
yeah,
That's
and
where
I
it stems
had a
from.
similar sort of abusive upbringing, and I sort of recognize it as a trait and as a skill, I guess. But so here's me saying, this is going to happen. We need to maybe do this. And it was involved with concrete drying. And of course, nobody wanted to listen. So it came down to, it was going to be 6 weeks, and then it was going to be 3 weeks. And then we had 2 weeks, but then the concrete failed because they hadn't listened. So then we had 1 week to do the whole set.
Oh, geez.
And, and yeah, so I've got sort of more and more sick of that sort of thing, and I've come up with ways to get over the line, and people sort of look from a distance and go, "Oh wow, we can give them less time rather than."
Oh, geez. Instead of saying,
so you
"Oh
do
my
what you
God,
do, then
problems," oh, they look at the bottom line and how it's going to fatten their wallets.
yeah.
Ultimately.
So I mean, I still love the challenge. There's no other job where, I mean, in terms of creatively, I've learnt so much because here they are. They hire you a 30. Oh, the rain. Hire you a 30-meter boom lift and buy all this paint and construct a big 70-foot rock wall or something, and then you get to paint it. But other than that, the deadlines and all that I've mentioned is it's a bit tight. I mean, the stress of it is quite, if you care about what you're doing, the stress gets to you.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, because an artist doesn't think the way they think.
No.
Those people, they're merely like human tools. Yeah, you just hire this guy here to do this, and there are no sentiments, no feelings involved. It's just all very almost mechanical. What they expect of you.
Yeah.
They
clinical.
and they'll almost seemingly intentionally not listen because then it makes it too complicated for them. And and that's the weight that people like myself, because it's not just me, there's others, it's part of a team. I mean, that's the other good thing about it is all these clever people that are quite balanced. They've been put through the ringer with stress. So they know.
You recognize your tribe when you
and
you
so
certainly do.
it's a great environment in lots of ways, but these other people don't want to take on I could go on for hours about it, but
Oh, I
when
know.
presented with the stress that we carry, it's amazing what they'll do and as a reaction kind of thing. That
And
Yeah,
they like
absolutely.
piling it
to,
on,
in the office there's lots of blaming. They love to blame
piling it on the other guy. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
Well,
and
yeah.
part of getting good at stuff is making mistakes and
yeah,
recognizing that you made mistakes
yeah,
and owning up to them so that you can learn. But they're often not good at what they do because they can't admit that there was a mistake or that
yeah,
they had anything to do with it.
Yeah,
And
and
they're
like,
just constantly lining up others to take the fall. But
yeah, like a safety hatch. Yeah, and you said it well. Those who can't run things.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
The
and
No,
story of the petty tyrant.
yeah,
yeah,
And it's like almost universal. But okay, so now here you are. You said it was seasonal work. For what one, my first question is, okay, if stuff starts up again, if something really delightful and desirable comes up, do you still live close enough in that you can go work on a
yeah,
set? Yeah.
yeah. That's what's quite good about here. Um, I mean, yeah, the the scenario is quite strange. I mean, I was working for the new Amazon Prime. Uh, I was going to talk about how much
Movie.
of a botch up it is, but yeah, they've got the rights for a television series of Lord of the Rings,
yeah,
and and
Uh,
that was going to be ongoing for another 5 years, perhaps, but for some reason, 18 months to 2 years into it, we went on a hiatus, which is end of season, little 6 month holiday, and they it was quite funny. They gave us a brown vinyl bag as a
a
they
swag
yeah,
bag, a goodbye gift,
this,
a parting gift,
yeah. Well, we have these things called crew gifts, and you get a cap or some merchandise or
T-shirt.
it used to be some quite expensive kit, but these days it can be a key ring.
They would
But
probably
yeah,
they probably order it from Wish.
yeah, yeah. Well, being Amazon, it's like it's probably just some leftover stock. And it was there's a big brown sort of Paddington Bear kind of set,
Satchel.
vinyl thing.
Oh, vinyl,
And
not even leather.
not even leather. And so the irony of it is that a week later they sent us all an email to say, "Oh, we've decided we're going to move the whole show to the UK." And so it was like, "Oh, all right, pack your bags. Oh, we're packing our bags. You guys are staying here." But a lot of
Bastard.
us were actually
Sorry.
quite relieved about that because it's
Oh.
yeah,
although I say it on every single job that it's the worst job I've worked on, this one took the cake because not only have
yeah,
you got those deadlines, you have when somebody it's a bit like a war and you're marshalling the troops to go a certain direction,
Mm.
and if you've got that thing to attack, you don't want them at the last minute shifting it to 2 miles down the road, or and you've got a certain
yeah,
deadline to achieve something, and the designer would be right up to the night before, be like, yeah, okay, and you always had weeks to look at things, and then it was commonplace for them to send all these nasty emails around the night before shoot, asking impossible things to be changed, and you can't believe why does it look like this, and
wow,
this, that, and the other. So it was bordering on abuse in some ways. It was
mm,
unprofessional, um, and it's So we were all quite happy. But yeah, to get back to the question, I am. Uh, I think I'm 12 miles from anywhere in a
Thank you for calling it miles and not kilometers. Okay, I understand. Thank you.
yeah, I think it's something like that. I mean, from the main road, I took 12 miles or 26 kilometers to the highway, but I'm about 100 kilometers, 60 miles. That is, I guess that's a good easy one to work out.
Goodness.
Yeah.
60 miles from my place of work, which is
Okay.
it's an hour.
Yeah, that's
an
not
hour and a half.
Yeah.
So that's not bad because it's not like living in LA where it takes you 30 minutes to go 2 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I mean,
you can just zoom along.
yeah, and anything of substance, they do. There's, they'll put you up in accommodation, and
Oh,
so I
nice.
could, yeah, and that was. I mean, I've been wanting to move out of Auckland where I was living for years, and had been kind of saving for that, and
Yeah, and that kind
there
of
were,
just what a great segue because our next question is where did this all start relating to where you are right now today? So that started with you just wanting to get out of Auckland.
yeah, it's kind of like a sideways move, I guess. It's rolling with the punches,
Yeah.
and taking up the offer, like an amazing offer that was given by the friend. I've got a friend that I've known for 25 years or so. Met him indirectly through the film, but he's never worked in film, but he worked next door.
Yeah.
And so it was, you can imagine how we met. But yeah, I mean, I'd been saving and I wanted to move to my hometown, buy some land, grow some vegetables and
Yeah.
all that. And so had the COVID thing not happened, I'd still be living in Auckland, endeavouring to save that money, but
Yeah.
instead sort of, it was like, oh, the potentials of, because Auckland is the biggest city, and if you could call it a metropolis, it's what, 1.5 million.
Yeah.
That's decent
And
size.
and it's the only place that they can make an example of with what they're doing.
Yeah.
There's lots of helicopters and people and roads that they can block, whereas farmland, you can't really block country roads that much, and people don't really go anywhere. So I had started to see that there was a potential need to run to the hills.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's only been a month since the actual discussion, or a little over a month. Although he had been, hinting the offer was there. So then
I'd have
it was
jumped at it too, to be fair.
it took a little. It was a hard decision in lots of ways, because I could see the amount of work, and it was, you got to go backwards to go forwards, and this was quite a backwards. Well, it was, in terms of my garden, it was kind of time-wise. Well, I suppose you can't really say it was backward. It was losing something that was developed, but it was
because
only
did have a glorious garden established. We watched its progress, and but you brought a whole bunch of it with you.
Yeah. I'm glad you're not living under a pylon anymore.
Yeah, that was, there was a 125 volt.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but
there was a place Helen had in the middle of nowhere, and they had one not as near as yours, but I couldn't stand the vibration of it.
It can make your body vibrate. In certain cases, especially if you're really sensitive to electromagnetic fields and the emissions and stuff. For anybody in the chat who doesn't know what we're talking about, there's what do you call it? It's a huge tower.
It was a pylon.
Pylon.
They call them pylons, but it's like a grid. It's part of the grid.
Yeah.
The power grid, and it was right in his backyard.
Yeah.
So
well, it was one of the smaller ones.
Oh,
I guess,
jeez.
125,000
They've got them here.
volts.
They're huge.
Yeah. But
Yep.
then, yeah, well, I mean, the wires were running across my lounge. So when I was sitting at the computer, they were running across my head, almost above my bed as well. But a lot of electricians and experts will say that it actually creates a bit of a mushroom effect, and it's safer than actually being
Out from it.
Oh,
you know, if you're 30 meters
That's
away
like
from it.
earthquakes. If you're over the actual point of an earthquake, it's less catastrophic than if you live like 10 miles out. You know, the epicenter is the safest place to be at an earthquake. So it's sort of the same deal.
Yeah, a little, yeah.
The closer
So
you are,
yeah,
the less harm.
it was a fun, you know, it was sort of,
it was a lovely place. It was a lovely place.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was nice. It was a nice place. It didn't look much from the outside, and it was just a renter. It was funny. The landlady, I'd been there for 8.5 years, and I did used to rent one of her other houses back in 2007, and at which time, at that point, I'd some of the various jobs. I think I was doing Underworld 3 at that stage, and then there was a job coming up in the South Island, and so I packed up all my stuff, put it into a container storage unit, and moved from there and moved down south. And that job only lasted 4 months. It got 2008, the crash.
Oh yeah.
There was half the money got pulled out. Yeah, full of stories I could go on about that, but it basically ended up all that stuff I put in storage back then stayed in storage until I got back from working on The Hobbit in 2013 or whenever it was, something like that. Well, no, 2012, and then I went renting. I stayed with a friend for a year. So it wasn't until I moved into the place that I was at, that I just moved from, that I finally got all of that stuff out of storage.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I've had periods where it's all been like that, where I've been living out of a suitcase for 7 or 8 years, sort of thing.
So that's a kind of a good experience, a good process for what you're doing now. So you had this opportunity to acquire a plot of land in the forest. And then what are you doing with it, EB?
Well, it's not mine. Yeah, so it is. Yeah, so that's the thing. It's a placeholder, I suppose, for the future. And instead of sitting there waiting in Auckland for miracles or for things to change or for the unknown, it's I guess going forward, I suppose. So I bought 2 shipping containers, and they're 40-foot shipping containers. One's going to be a workshop, and one's going to be sort of like an accommodation, a tiny home. So I'd never really imagined myself as a tiny home dweller.
But I think that it's amazing. I'm so proud of you. I mean, you know, what can I say? I really, really am proud of you.
Sorry.
Confirmation.
Yeah, a little
I was
little
wondering when
fan.
that was going to happen. You have to have it happen.
And sure enough, I did, guaranteed. So 2 shipping containers, and one of them is already wired for electricity.
Yeah, and that's wired in a way. Funnily enough, the person we've got an auction site, you know, like a little trade and exchange, and I was sitting there talking to the person who owns this property, and he was like, "Oh, do you know that there's another shipping container just left, you know, or there's a good, an interesting one worthy to look at, just been listed, and it had been listed about 3 hours beforehand. It was about 11 o'clock at night, and I was looking at it, and I was like, because prior to that, I had one shipping container and all that stuff that you've seen that I own, and it was giving me a fair bit of anxiety as to how, firstly, how I was going to fit it into everything in to get out of where I was, and then what was going to happen to this, how was I going to get to empty it where, just the logistics.
Yeah.
So I quickly pushed buy on on that, and and seeing that it had a fan, an expeller fan, and power points and lights in it. But lo and behold, like, to me, it looked a little bit like one of the sorts of shipping containers that gets used in film jobs for workshops. And once I'd pushed by, the guy's name showed up, and I was like, I know that guy. And yeah, he had rented it. He never was on the job that I was on, but it was on the Amazon job.
Oh, wow.
Sitting there down the road from where one of the studios in the wardrobe department being used to age costumes, and he had rented it to them just as a container, and they'd installed all the lights and the power. But yeah, it was small world, which meant that it meant that was about 5 minutes drive from my house, so it was really handy and close to be able to load everything in. No,
boy, the way
because
things have
the other container ended up being 45 minutes drive away, and it was a bit of more of a task to load it up. But yeah, so the 2 containers, and with the plan that because the offer of this land is at a couple of years, maybe 2 years, or maybe 3 years, as long as it takes. The land belongs to a band of brothers, I suppose you could say, with one of them being my friend who is taking the initiative. It's a band of brothers because it's an estate that they grew up in, and it had been rented for a decade to a crazy dog lady who had 30 dogs in the places. Yeah, and they were all inside.
That's what you were talking about when you were the dog poo.
Yeah. But the house wasn't it wasn't like an immaculate, beautiful house to start with. And from what I can gather, he'd rented it to her for 10 years with what's happening in mind, to save the money to renovate it, to turn it into sort of a lifestyle block or a farm that, it's 21 acres.
Wow.
So, but it's quite it's sort of a hilly, it's not necessarily a farming. There's some flats, it's got character. So his plan is to he's begun, and so there's building materials all over the place, to pretty much gut it and rebuild it as a nice house, and then landscape and install an orchard and all sorts of things. So it's gonna take a few years to do that, and then if there's still a market, if the world's still turning, then it'll be put on the market and sold. At which point we all have to leave. So while that's happening, I'm doing the container, preparing to. We've just got to take each day as it comes. But the plan is that one day there will be some land for me to buy, and I can drop these containers on it. And rather than sit and wait, I've got accommodation that then I can do what I can with what I've already a few steps into the process rather than starting from scratch again.
Yeah.
And the container houses sell for between $60,000 and $100,000 in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So there's that option. If something changes, I could sell it.
Yeah.
There you
so-
go.
But it's a
Boy,
big learning curve.
and what a learning curve it's been, and it seems like everything you've ever done has led up to this moment.
Yeah.
To me, from the outside looking in, that's what it looks like to somebody just viewing what you've done. So you have these 2 shipping containers, and are you gonna get a 3rd one, or are you gonna move one of them to the top of that hill?
I'm gonna move. We'll see whether that stopped raining. Gonna move one to the top of the hill.
Move one of them.
Hang on, maybe I can change the camera around so it's
Excuse me. You guys
easy to.
wait till you see where he is. It is absolutely the most breathtaking
Yeah, it
spot.
really is.
Okay, so we're
Oh,
Is that
wow.
working?
Yeah.
because of the
Yeah,
angle
okay.
of the sun or lack of it, it looks a little dark. Oh, there you go. There you go. Now it's
Yeah, it's a bit. Look directly into.
look at that.
Directly
Look
into.
at
Oh, wow.
You have to be careful on this deck because it's very
Yeah.
slippery.
uh,
it's still raining a little bit, but we should be all right. Now down these steps, we could have some action, some slippy action.
I know, thrills and spills and chills. Okay, over there to our right is the garden, a part of the garden that you brought with you.
Yeah, that's it. All in containers.
Yeah.
But
They look happy.
yeah,
They do.
except for this one. That one's not
Except for
happy.
that one. Well, one casualty.
Yeah.
There's two of those, but funnily enough, that's Manuka, like Manuka honey.
Yeah.
And so
I had
that.
no idea the only place you got it from was New Zealand. I had no
Right,
idea.
well, Australia has it's a tea tree. It's a type of tea tree, and they've actually got there's an Australian one in particular called Thursday Plantation that does tea tree oil and things. And there's been a legal battle over the word Manuka because Manuka is a Maori name for
I
tea
didn't
tree.
know that either.
But those silhouetted trees there, those are Manuka as well. So
how great!
having a couple die doesn't matter too much. There's
No.
Manuka everywhere. So the seedlings. It's actually it's a good firewood. People use it's sawdust for smoking fish. It's considered a nursery pioneer plant. It's fast growing, has straight limbs, so you can use it for sort of building roofs and things. But as a nursery plant, that means that it's the first. It's one of the first ones in a regenerating forest to grow and provides shelter for more established trees and seedlings underneath.
Yeah, look at that.
So,
amazing.
So that's why it's so good to.
Wow.
Whoops. That's why it's not so good. That's why it's easily growing. Easily seeds because it's sort of designed itself to be a nursery.
I think that's perfect. What a perfect plant. What a perfect, like a symbiotic existence.
Yeah.
It has.
And then to have to have its properties, its health properties for for honey.
Manuka honey is brilliant stuff.
And tea tree oil, God, it's a healing agent. It'll get rid of your dandruff. It's an aromatic.
Yep.
Yeah, it's aromatherapy. People use it, for rejuvenation and look at that view, you guys.
I know. It's
Isn't
absolutely stunning.
it's breathtaking.
Yeah,
Wow. And I'll bet the air is fresh and
yeah.
clean and probably smells
Does
good.
I think it does. There's no and there's no stock smell.
Yeah.
Uh, or industry, the smell of industry.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard to tell what sort of an angle we've got on the
It's
screen
good,
with it.
honestly. It's perfect.
Yeah, and
But
your camera is adjusting to the light changes.
Yeah.
right. Well, at this stage, the thought is that white container that I was walking down there before, that the one that was you probably saw the white container.
Yeah.
Um, that's going to be put right here,
Wow.
right
Oh,
on this.
Oh,
Well, it is. Um,
with the window.
those yeah.
yeah.
Those bushes there in the foreground, they're manuka as well.
Wow.
Um, and there's, hang on, I can jump the fence.
Careful.
Yeah.
There's
Don't
my
hit the deck.
friend's planning to put an office up here as well for his wife,
Oh,
like a big conservatory,
yeah.
and it'd be sort of right where that pole is. It's quite an
Wow.
interesting thing. I don't know whether you probably won't be able to see it down there. Sort of down there on the valley floor, you can see a river, and
Yeah, I've seen you try to get down to it on your thing that I'd love to have a go on.
yeah, oh right, yeah, that's on the
Oh yeah, his motorcycle.
Yeah, it's got 4 wheels. I'd be safe.
yeah. There's a where's my finger? Anyway,
Yeah.
so down there is the main road, or the road in, and so from down there you can look up to here, and well, you might not be able to see my container if it goes up here. I was sort of looking at it thinking, it'd be a bit conspicuous from the road, because it's quite nice. There's native bush right down there. You can see it's native forest either side, and there's this little grassy knoll that you can see from the road. But right here where I'm standing, it would be where the conservatory would be going.
Okay.
And the thought is that somewhere here, because there's a little concave bit.
Oh yeah,
that goes there.
yeah. You can just
So
see it.
somewhere where I'm standing here, sort of along here, might be where the container sits, with a deck, sort of set back, so that
Looking out over like,
the deck might be there, and then the container sort of to
Yeah.
the right of it.
and being on the deck would feel like you're floating over the valley.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it drops away a fair bit. See, as I say that, I just about dropped away. It's like, oh yeah, it's reasonably steep. Then the shed down there, that was the other place. That's where I went down on the motorbike.
Yeah.
And that was an option, to have the container down there, though we're dragging it on a crane.
Yeah.
So
stay where you are.
yeah, and from where I am, it's not too far from the house, and we could run power to it. Whereas down there,
would you do it
it's going to be
underground, or would you do it overhead if you run power?
We'd be able to probably underground, dig a little trench. It would be, well, actually I don't quite know, because with a conservatory, the conservatory being put here would be, I guess, more of a permanent thing.
Yeah,
so
hook up to that.
Yeah, so probably run a permanent line to this one, and then piggyback into it. So later
There
because
you go.
the containers have to remember that the containers got to be removed, I guess.
Mm.
But
Mm.
yeah, wow,
Yeah.
it's quite wet. That's I think where the rain
Yeah, you can
over
see it
there.
coming in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where's that's it. Well, that's where it's been. That's where it's gone away, and it's
Yeah.
over. There's a can I zoom? I can. Oh no, I can't. I'm just zooming my own screen. There's a
Okay.
little rainbow right
Look, I
there
can
above the
see
house.
it. I can
Yeah,
just see it.
I
yeah,
can't. I can't
It
see.
looks like a white
Oh, there it is.
thing.
There it is.
Yeah,
yeah, just there.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, there's a pot of
Yeah,
gold over there.
yeah. I've
Jump
been
on your
looking
bike
for that
quick.
for ages.
Yeah,
The leprechauns fooled me.
it's quite bright here. Can't really see it so well on the screen though.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks
There
beautiful.
it.
And we've
There
got
it is.
Sunshine.
it's
Oh, on blue sky. Look at. Gosh,
Yeah,
yeah, so we're
what a
finally
thing
clearing up.
to wake up
Like,
to in the morning.
yeah,
yeah,
because it was just sunrise when the stream started. Kind of thing. It
yeah. I
started at
forgot.
6.
It's early hours tomorrow for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Your stream or the stream started at 6 a.m. Just here.
Yeah.
I guess it's what 7 now almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
But,
okay. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
EB, I have to ask a question because, being a practical woman, my mind goes there. Okay. First, the more benign question, where are you sleeping? Do you have a bed? Are you sleeping in the house or in a container? Where are you sleeping?
sleeping in the house. There's one. That's a yeah. Wow, look how dark that.
Yeah.
There's one room. This one. That's this room in here.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
One room that's been that has been relined, and that one doesn't smell like
poo.
The rest
101
of the place.
Dalmatians.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, that's kind of really rouging it. But yay that you
Yeah,
have a room and you
when
have a
you
heater in there and
look at it, it's
Wow. That's
it's
such a shame.
bordering on on what it is, a derelict house, pretty much.
Yeah.
And when you pull off the wall linings, it's not that well built. This one's been stripped down. Oh, how's the light kind of work?
Yeah.
This one's next to be. It's got a new ceiling and
okay.
some pink bats. Those are new, or the insulation. We call them pink bats.
Yeah.
But you're meant to have. Is it gonna? You're meant to have proper lintels above the windows and things, but
That's
there's
right.
not.
Yeah.
So it's having to be rebuilt completely.
Wow, that's down to
Bathroom, a
the
toilet.
bare bones.
There's a tool room, but yeah, I'm sleeping in there. So
Okay.
That's all right. That's
That-
cozy
sort of
enough.
civil.
That looks
Yeah.
very cozy. Okay, so you
Yeah.
already answered my next question because I was going to ask you where you went to the
Bathroom.
Yeah, that's the one that can be used for the toilet,
Yay.
but the shower doesn't work. And then there's another one in here that can be used for the shower,
Oh, cool.
but the toilet in there doesn't work very well.
But at least all your basic needs are met.
Yeah, it's
It
could be worse.
I
Yeah,
know
it
you could
would.
be sleeping in your all-weather hammock between two
Yeah.
trees.
Yeah. Well, it
Uh,
looks like that actually. That rain's coming in from that side.
Yeah.
It started raining again. It was just perfect timing to go out and back and
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I've got the nice hammock actually. Still haven't.
I remember when you got that,
Yeah.
I was fascinated. You can it has a cover. You can sleep in the rain in it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just wanted the memory foam.
Yeah, I still have yet to even hang it up anywhere.
Oh,
Yeah, there's time,
What
because
should I
what
do?
time of year is it for you at the minute, Evie?
season.
Summer,
Season, summer.
pretty much.
Yeah,
Pretty much summer.
Oh,
It's early summer.
yeah.
Yes. What's September, October, November? October. End of September, October, I guess, is the beginning of spring, and so you got 3 months. In theory, midsummer is the same as midwinter for you guys.
Yeah,
So the winter
yeah.
solstice is the summer solstice here. So
interesting.
that
Weird,
is, in
that is.
theory, next week is meant to be midsummer, but the seasons have changed so much in recent times that we get
Yeah,
the hottest months are really in January and February.
How weird.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is here.
Um, so this is the container that's got the power put onto it, and
Here's
so
Yeah,
we've got that sort, which is a caravan.
yeah, the
Out.
caravan hookup.
I mean that's the in for a caravan, and that we can also
Or
have an
camper
out.
van. Yeah.
But then this here was used as a hard wire,
Oh, cool.
so you can put a cable from from that dilapidated garage. It's got power to it, so we can run a cable from there into the house. It's a bit dark in there at the moment.
Boy, how perfect though, with
I know.
electricity already on the land and just the resources, and man,
Yeah, it's going to work. It's going to work quite well for this one, just to be the place to sort of work from and things.
Yeah.
And down
yeah,
the side here, is actually quite well with this. Is it a? I'm not sure if that's a mannequin. I don't think this is a. No.
nice flat little place, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
green
just-
around.
There's a
stunning.
road. The main road is just sort of
Just a hop and a skip.
whatever. I'm trying to think of it in feet. You can just there.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can sort of see it.
Oh, right there, but you wouldn't
It's
know it.
right on the edge of the property. Yeah, but it's a country road. It's
Yeah.
but yeah. So that side with the tree there, I can probably put a some sort of a lean-to.
Like a,
I could,
or a canopy or
little, yeah, and there's some good topsoil right here for maybe having a little bit of a seedling, or nursery, or all that sort of stuff. It's kind of like got a couple of years to, having just moved from a garden that I spent time on and then walked away from it. There's contingency plans are like, if the world completely falls to pieces, I've got 21 acres here and I've got millions of seeds. So we will be feeding people, and we'll probably have the brothers will arrive and maybe a few others, but not in a massive way. But we're sort of hoping that doesn't happen in lots of ways.
Yeah.
But it may be that we just start turning big areas into places for food. So
I think that's
I don't quite know what to do about some of that sort of stuff. It's like I'll be busy enough working on the containers.
Yeah. I mean, you've got your kitchen to fit and everything. I can't wait to see the process. I really can't.
Yeah.
And the viewers, people who are watching, EB is taking us along on his journey and his story. And it's okay, really quickly, that circular thing, that, shaped like a Quonset hut, what a huge greenhouse that could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it used to be, a big greenhouse. And it's
wow.
he's got to demolish it because he wants to turn some of it into an orchard and have a better access up there to the shed that's there.
Yeah.
But he wasn't going to get rid of it. He wasn't going to get rid of it because it's too much of a hassle to actually take off the
So
property.
you can
So
do
we can, yeah, I can. At one point, there was the option of having the two containers sort of next to each other with a gap between them. You could span, like they do. They use this sort of thing to span between them, or you
Yeah.
could cut some of it up and put it on the coming out as an outrigger. But one of the thoughts at the moment is to leave the far end of it up and to clad it and to turn it into a little greenhouse for all year growing.
Yeah.
And maybe take the rest of it down to down into the gully where there's that shed, and set that up as a glass house as well. But I'm not sure yet.
So many choices. It's
You'll
just there's
know.
so much.
So this is the one that's going to be turned into the one that gets dragged up to the hill. I found a little leak in it. I mean, they're not the best quality. They're not, you can buy shipping containers.
I've seen them turn into such amazing places. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so versatile. And I have to ask you too, will you be painting the outside of the containers eventually?
Yep. Yeah, that's what
Are you going to do camouflage? Yeah, I do camouflage. So it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. You know? Camo all the way.
It'll be
I'm so bossy.
my friend likes black, and he keeps on saying about black, but black's going to be too hot.
Oh no kidding! It'll pull all the sun
so
right.
I was thinking probably something more like a green or some,
yeah.
At least a one color camo.
Yeah.
Hey, you might get inspired. You never know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's it'll be the one. It'll be the first thing to do, really. I mean, with the summer that we've got is to I've been buying windows.
Good idea. Do the
windows
outside
and doors
in
and
the
things.
summer, inside winter.
So we have to have been told with these containers that if you're going to cut a hole in them, you're best. Oh, it's gone dark here. You're best to put the framing up inside and attach the metal to the framing before you cut the hole, because they can pop.
Yeah.
That panel can buckle out, and then you'll never get it back in.
Oh, because you don't know where the stress is for the.
Yeah, so you cut a big hole in it with a grinder, and then it'll wobble, go out of shape a little bit.
Yeah, the ground is uneven underneath, and
so it's sort of an inside outside sort of a thing that needs to happen. If I want to weatherproof it, put a roof on it, rust proof it, and paint the outside, we need to put the windows in and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So then we'd have to do a bit of that structural stuff inside at the same time.
Yeah.
So that doesn't happen, rather than just quickly chop some holes in it and put the windows in. We have to think about it a little bit. It doesn't quite happen. I mean, I'm feeling a little bit eager and anxious. Lots of work to do, but
but
also,
you can tell you're excited. Feel your excitement, and you can almost hear the wheels turning in your head.
Just think how magical it was getting that fridge downstairs.
Yeah.
You guys watch Evie's refrigerator. It's not very long, but he single-handedly got his refrigerator out of
a very awkward space
and down some stairs and down more stairs and around the corner. So yay, you! And he thought for sure he was going to die.
It's a funny thing, because I'm tall, but I'm not built like a strong man. So a few other people probably would be laughing, going, "Oh, that's nothing,"
Oh,
but I was a little bit unsure as to what was going to happen, so I thought I'd video it in case.
Just in case.
Posterity.
Some funny stuff. Or some not so funny for others, maybe. But
I've loved it. I have. The process has been amazing. It
Yeah.
really is.
Um,
Oh,
it,
you can hear a truck going past.
that's the
Oh,
first noise we've
yeah,
had.
it was a logging truck.
Yeah.
Well, that I just thought to add that where that container is where the red one was dropped off to, and then
Oh,
it got dragged. There was,
Oh yeah.
you
God,
probably
that's
saw the video
grown
of that.
back quick.
that
Yeah,
grew
so
back
this was all just a
fast.
big,
A dirt
muddy,
swath.
dragged. It was all graded out by the.
Yeah.
There was that much stuff in the container that he had to keep digging away all the soil that was building up in front of it as it
Plowing
was
up like a skip loader.
plowed up. Yeah.
Uh,
So I mean, you
Wow.
can sort of see a bit of a hard edge there where
yeah.
where it made its cut. But yeah, it's all grown back really quick.
That's wow.
And,
Very
So what?
quick.
Yeah. So what happens is that white one has to come. Its route up to the top of the hill is along here as well, and then it
Yeah.
goes past through the gap.
Yeah.
Problem is the ideal place would be right where that soil
where the
is,
mountain.
but
Yeah.
because
Well,
there's a
that
bit
could
of a
serve as a marker.
yeah. We'll have to go on the other side. On this side, it's funny lighting. You keep getting the silhouette action.
Yeah, but then your
Uh,
camera adjusts, so
Yeah.
that's cool. It's not dark for long. But the way those containers were moved was absolutely fascinating because that stuff just a regular old person doesn't think of. I had pictured that those shipping containers would go on the back of a trailer and would be pulled, but
Yeah.
no, it
No.
was huge cranes, maybe one huge crane lifted the container sideways onto a flatbed.
Yeah.
That was
yep.
absolutely, I had no idea, and it was efficient.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
picked it
they're
up
pretty
and
quick,
came
aren't they?
sideways.
They're
Yeah,
called
boy,
swing lifts.
swing
I'd never.
lift.
Yeah, I mean I'd seen them about, but I never knew what they were
Yeah.
called until recently, until we had to use one. And they're limited to the fact that they can only do that. They can only go sideways, whereas a high ab, which is like a single crane that can lift out and extend and put things in other places, multiple places, I suppose. But they don't lift big long containers like that. So we're limited to have to use a swing lift.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so the only place for a swing lift to drop the container was where the white one
Yeah.
is. Whereas
Okay.
if it was a high ab, or well,
Go.
yeah, if there was a track to get in here better, it could have taken it further. Which is the thing I haven't mentioned, is that eventually there will be a track, a
Yeah.
road going
Okay.
up there. And so when it comes time to move, that truck will go up to the top and just pick it up and take it away. So
Oh
the
wow.
dragging thing won't happen on the way out. And same with this
Yeah.
one, the truck will just come along, pick it up and take it away rather than having to drag it all the way back out. So
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
a
that's
relief.
brilliant. Yeah.
So the footings that you've been pouring, he has been pouring concrete footings
Yeah.
elevate.
Yeah.
You got to get them up off the ground, because there's a rot issue, there's flooding, there's
Yeah.
mud. So will
That's
you
some, yeah.
have those?
Yeah,
There,
they're cool.
there they are. Look at that. He's poured those himself. Giant, sturdy cardboard tubes that he's cut to size, and he filled
Yep.
them with concrete. And that's a stroke of brilliance right there. Shit,
Yeah.
you can do any
Except,
fucking thing. But
except for I made him a bit of a boo-boo.
a little too short the first batch.
Yeah, I from just growing up, we used to make concrete with my dad, and
Yeah.
Pavers.
the ratio of mix that I remember was 6 to 1, which is that's
6
okay.
gravel, 6 concrete mix, or what?
Yeah, so yeah, six
Yeah.
gravel and sand to 1 cement.
1 cement. Okay.
Where it should have been 2 cement. So those 2 and these 2 were the ones I made.
Okay.
that are no good, but we can use it for something else.
Just
Maybe
That's
a
what I was
doorstop.
thinking. Yeah.
Eventually, they'll deteriorate and fail, right? Because of the mix.
Yeah, well, they'll still be good. It's just under the weight of a container, they're likely to do
Yeah.
so.
Break down.
So then, yeah, they go. Keep having people saying containers are designed to, they have these things, and with locking mechanisms, and they span. They only have 4 points of contact, and you don't need any more than that. But we're going to put one in the middle.
Middle,
Yeah.
gotta have, to avoid potential sag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got six per container. I haven't done the other. So we've got 10 poured, but only 6 of them are going to be used. And then I haven't worked out whether we should be able to get the gravel up to the top of the hill, and I'll try and pour those ones up there.
Up there.
Because
So
otherwise we have to roll them up the hill.
Yeah.
I saw you rolling.
I don't think I want to do that.
That looked like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
until
gonna be-
somebody pokes an eye out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be reasonably eventful as it is, trying
Yeah.
to move those ones to under the, even just a few meters. But
So you
we'll-
will position the footings before you move the container, right?
Yeah,
Or
I bought 2 10-ton bottle jacks, which are
Yeah.
like car jacks, but they'll take 10 ton. And we've got a couple of spades, so we'll dig a bit of a hollow underneath and start jacking them up,
Okay.
and then slip those underneath. Makes it sound so easy.
I know.
Yeah.
Slip them underneath. Yeah.
Just slip them under there, and we've also got 6 they 6 ton, 6 ton. Get that to spin around. Axle jacks, which are the thing, or axle jacks, stands, I should say.
Jack stands. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that when you put something up on a jack, you can buy these stands that they'll sit on more permanently and more stable. So we're going to give those a go.
A mobile home here, they're up on jacks. We have these big mobile home parks, and that's what they use. It's
Right.
a more simplified arrangement, I'm sure.
Yeah, and so I've got it's a bit like when you get your house removed, you've got those big house jacks, and they've got these teeth. Those teeth are proven to hold houses. So they're vehicle stands for trucks or whatever, but they have the same mechanism. So we're banking on that working just as well. And and I think in the past, when we've put casters on tables, or like wheels on tables that have got a weight rating, you usually at like a 350 kilo wheel. If you put 4 on a table, you theoretically add that up to being 1,400 kilos that it'll hold.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
So that's what we're hoping. So 6 ton. The container is 4 ton itself. But so we're sort of like, but if you add all those, 6 6s are 36.
Yeah.
Good.
And the containers are rated for 24 ton, I think. So you never can put any more than. So that's the. We could have got a bigger jack. We could have got a bigger weight, but the price goes up quite considerably.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you make do. Okay, I gotta tell you, my very first experience witnessing the glories of shipping containers was, gosh, it had to be 10, 15 years ago. There was a pop-up show that was touring the country in shipping containers, and it landed out here where I am in Santa Monica, a coastal beach place. So I bought a ticket to go, and the installation was called Ashes and Snow.
Oh,
And it was like world famous for a while, 10, 15 years ago. And so I went, and it was all entirely in shipping containers, and they were connected. They were hooked up. And so it was a walking tour, and you walked through these shipping containers, and there was seating and projections on the walls,
wow.
projections on the ceilings, glorious photography of people with animals in the wild. And it was just glorious. I still have photographs from it, but the shipping containers were so versatile. It created a whole world that you could
Yeah,
walk into. And I don't know if it's still traveling, if it's still going on, but I have some of the best photographs from that installation, and it was all in shipping containers. I think
yeah,
maybe there were 6 of them, 6 containers linked. So you
Right.
walked and walked and walked, and there were full-length movies about the process of making ashes. It was just glorious. So I'm so excited for your shipping
yeah,
containers, EB,
Yeah,
and your ideas and your vision. And boy, thank you for bringing us along with you. You're so
yeah,
generous in being really, number one, really informative. You can tell you care about us viewers.
yeah,
You make us understand what you're doing, and it's very clear. You're a good teacher. You're
no, thanks.
a grand adventurer. Boy, woo! You have
yeah,
Yes.
balls of steel,
yeah.
Oh,
my
It's
man.
just, yeah, so proud. I'll just keep
awesome.
saying that.
Yeah, it's well, it's definitely. I mean, it's a learning curve for me. Getting a bit of a
Yeah, well, I think
silhouette thing
every
going on.
minute of every day is a learning curve for everybody at the minute.
Yeah, yeah, too right. I mean,
Yeah,
the lucky with well, and I mean, completely lucky for the offer to come here,
Uh,
yeah,
and then to top it off, that a friend is a lot better builder than me.
yeah.
it's
That
good
comes
to
So
in
have friends.
handy.
yeah, and I mean, he's never done a container either, so he's sort of interested in
Well,
it.
I just think it's a Hobbit set.
Yeah, well, I've been suggesting that we could make a new Hobbiton down in the gully
Yeah,
there, and
Yeah,
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 amazing.
Middle Earth right there.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and that's the thing. I mean, he loves the place. He's got his own plans, and but part of the reason to do it up and sell it is um, to help his brothers out, a couple of
Yeah,
them.
no, I think it's everything is just amazing, and the end result will be even more amazing. I
Yeah,
Yeah,
just love watching it. And thank you so much for
thank you.
including us.
yeah,
You
Yeah,
know,
no, yeah, it's definitely, I mean, I'm a little bit shy. I'm not really the look at
yeah,
me, I'm out here doing this and everybody come along. It's
yeah.
so I can recognize that there's something in it. There's multiple layers of lessons, not just how to do stuff, but um,
yes,
how to take chances.
How to
yeah,
take and having a vision and
yeah,
taking all the
Yeah,
steps every day to make it real.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, and we're watching you do that. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
so tomorrow, I think tomorrow you're gonna try to go see your mom.
yeah, yeah. That I was about to mention. The other, that's the other thing is that I've been making the videos to give the links to her when she
Yeah,
manages to find them.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's that's a fairly emotional. I mean, I'm already getting a bit choked up by it.
Okay, well,
Um,
we'll stop if you
Yeah.
no,
want.
no,
But
uh,
but
but
and as
it's a yeah, it's a part of the
it
story, I guess.
Mm,
Because this time last year, what is the date today? It's the 15th here, I think, or something like that.
yeah.
So
September, yeah.
yeah, so we're 2 weeks away from my dad passing away.
Yeah, the anniversary, I know. That's coming up soon. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
our wish, EB, is that you get to hug your mom again.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we're with you. We're with you on that, moment by moment.
100%.
yeah, it's yeah, it's I mean but it's I haven't seen her since last year,
Mm.
or since beginning of this year. Uh, and I probably, well, yeah, it's what it is what it is. But um, there may have been a few windows of time where I could have got down there beginning of the
It's
year, but
no good at putting that
I was,
ill
And
could
there's
yeah,
have,
no way
would
to
have.
predict
Look where
what's
you are.
going to happen. Uh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
We've all been in a few holes this year, I guess, and the beginning
Yeah,
of this
every
year was
one of
one for
us.
me.
I'm
Yeah.
yeah,
no angel.
And
and
so the job finished, and like we've mentioned, and how we got told that
Yeah.
it had finished, and I was a few days away from finally getting down to New Plymouth to see her, and that's when the Auckland went into lockdown for four
Yeah.
months, well, for 2 weeks, for
uh-huh.
3
Oh, we
days,
had
and
a
then 2 weeks, and
3-week
then
flattening the curve.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's still what day is it today?
A
I think it's
Thursday for you.
yeah, it's about to, I because I mean I don't watch for for 17 years or so I haven't watched TV and I don't really watch the
I
news.
get
I'm yet to see
Mm.
much I've yet to actually watch much news on this whole
Oh,
thing over
yeah,
the
it'll
last
make
two
you
I
years.
crazy
avoid
anyway.
it like the plague, but I've got
Yeah,
a husband who is into everything.
yeah. I mean, I keep informed, but in terms of the mainstream. But as far as I know, because I was shifting to a permanent address, I was able to use paperwork to get across the hard border out of
Oh,
Auckland,
good.
and they're still. And yeah, that's what I'm saying about what day it is. It's either yesterday or tomorrow where they're theoretically allowed out. So,
Okay.
so
Okay.
right
Yeah.
through from August or whenever it was till now, it's been there's been a quarantine around the whole city. So,
Um,
but
Yeah,
yeah,
they did that to us.
I managed to get down to New Plymouth last weekend. No, the weekend just 2 weekends ago, I think it was.
it's all a blur.
When I yeah, it's been
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Oh, you've been busy.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
I
So it was
mean,
the
you've
Friday that I
done
got
a
out.
major leap in your life in the last few weeks. You
That's
need
for
time
sure.
to breathe.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's taken a bit to actually let things wind down a bit. I've been
Yeah,
um,
it's that's all it is. Give
and
yourself
because
time to breathe.
everything here is still packed or had been. I needed you sort of that's sort of I can't handle that when you can't get to your stuff. So
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh, I
uh,
know.
know.
yeah.
I want my
So yeah,
stuff.
it was a bit of a failed mission. For the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 weeks ago was when I moved here, and on
Yeah,
the Wednesday, Thursday, and then the Friday was my first day here. But we left sort of early afternoon to go to New Plymouth to for the weekend, and I was going to get to see Mum.
yeah,
And as I was driving in to New Plymouth, I rang her and was like, "I'm coming in. I'm nearly there. Guess what? I can see the mountain." And I
yeah.
got her all excited, and then I
Oh,
hadn't rung I hadn't rung the rest time. Nobody knew at that stage. It happened probably as I was making those calls, and
Yeah.
I pulled up and rang them, and asking about protocols for people like me, and then they came back saying, "Oh, well, because we've had 2 or 3 cases in Plymouth, we've locked all the rest homes down, and no one's allowed in." So
Yeah. Boy, that's
but
like a
yeah,
global story
Yeah.
that happening, and
yeah,
it is moment by moment. Oh, we have a case. Lock them down.
yeah,
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. And so
It's
it went.
the moronic one at the minute.
Yeah,
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 how
it depends
good
on
is
the
that?
eyes you're looking at it with too.
Yeah, well, it's Omicron, anagram, moronic.
Yeah,
And yeah, isn't it funny? Somebody made the observation. Was it Omegon, the YouTuber, and maybe Irate
Oh,
Alex too, said, "Isn't it funny that uh, the annual flu season just disappeared?"
yeah. I said that ages
yeah,
ago. The
Yeah,
flu, pneumonia, all gone, disappeared,
yeah,
out
yeah.
the window.
It's just like how to get rid of an epidemic. Bring something new in. Yeah, just it's madness. Yeah, don't pay any attention to the news, you guys. It'll make you crazy.
it's like
Uh,
when you reprice something, and they've got those pricing machines, and you put the new
Yeah,
price over the old one, and you can't
yeah,
read
erase,
yeah,
erase.
what the old one said.
yeah.
Oh,
I did that at one time in my life.
oh, yeah, I was a price change supervisor in retail. Yeah, I had one of those guns.
Yeah,
Boy, talk about a sense of power in the
yeah.
retail biz. Yeah. Okay, so EB, this has been absolutely freaking delightful. We are
Yeah,
so glad
yeah,
and honored
Good fun.
that you came on here with us.
yeah,
Interests unite
Oh,
separately.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
but
yeah, that's good. That's good.
yeah, thank you
yeah.
so
We were so
That's really weird
excited
because
in the green room. You know, you might have been nervous, but we were flapping.
Yay, Dwayne's gonna come on and tell
he's
his
coming on.
story. And
No,
we're so
it's what
appreciative. And hopefully this broke the ice and you'll consent to come on with us again and give us
Yeah.
an update.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean
Oh,
it's
that'll
kind
be
of weird because
brilliant.
we maintain contact quite regularly in our little
Yeah,
In our
Google
little
Hangout
side thing. Yeah.
that's
we
been
were
going
that
on for
excited, EB.
years.
We've not even greeted the chapter today.
I know,
Yeah, I
sorry,
can't see the
Kat.
chat.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Jack.
I
Is
don't
there
Good
one? They
news.
haven't all left yet.
I don't even know who's there. Oh, my dear, I just looked on StreamYard. We have 309 comments.
What?
Holy shit, EB, you're a popular fellow.
What?
Oh, wow.
We have 310 comments now, but I'm not on
Oh,
YouTube, so I can't see who all's here. But I'll.
Well, there's 10, but I know we've had more than that watching, but there might be balls playing somewhere.
Oh, I know sports. The sports people are
all right.
are watching.
I
Sport.
have no idea. No
I,
idea.
I haven't either.
And the good thing is, I don't have to worry about sending EB a granny pin because I sent him one in advance last year.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you got a granny pin in the bank there.
Yeah, and his mum.
Oh, there it is. It's a granny pin.
I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
his mum's got one
meant to,
too. Yeah.
yeah, I haven't given it to her yet. I was looking. It's still.
Oh,
It's
wow.
still
Yeah.
ready.
Oh,
It's
cool.
well, yeah. Oh, that's moving about on me.
No, that's fine. Yeah, but
It's,
Johnny, I do apologise. It's coming soon.
Yeah,
everyone's going, "Where's mine?"
as soon as Maggie robs a bank and can afford the postage.
Yeah.
just
Oh,
trying
no,
to
it's
open
not
up.
the postage. It's getting my ass to a post office.
Oh, that's me. I still owe people granny badges, and I owe Lee Veltman.
Yeah, a return.
Yeah, because he's a fucking stoner. Anyway, EB, thank you so much again.
Yeah, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure seeing you again. I can't tell you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it again. You promised. We haven't recorded. It's official. You can't back out now.
Yeah. I was just trying to get the chat to connect, but it wouldn't for me. So
no, I can't do it on my phone. I've got it on a separate gadget.
Yeah, I have a tab open, but
I'm
not going over there because I will go silent in reading all of them. I know what I do. But so we're gonna end this. We're gonna do the outro. EB, if you want to see us backstage, because Maggie and I usually meet up and go, hey, we high five and shit. So
stick
around after the outro.
Yeah. Take care, everyone in chat.
All right.
See you in a minute.
I haven't been able to see anyone in chat, but.
And really quickly, like I said, I don't know who's over there, but
I think a lot have left now. There was a few, but they all know we love them anyway.
We love you anyway. And Jello Shots, reach out to me because we want to have you on Sunday. Jello Shots, okay. Secret message to Jello Shots, and then Out of Mind.
Out of Mind. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
Okay, so you guys will know who we're talking to.
Yeah.
We're talking. Okay, here we go. See you backstage,
you
guys. Thanks again, EB. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
See you. Bye.